Hey guys, what's going on? RC Knockout, and I'm back with another video. Now, the last time I had my Traxxas 4x4 out, I burned up the stock VELINEON 3500kv motor, which kind of sucks. And I'm going to basically replace it in this video. So, I got a completely different motor. I will show you the motor that I'm going to be running. But first, I got to get the stock VELINEON one out of this. Well, the first thing I got to do is take off this cover right here. So, this is a 2mm Allen socket, or Allen's key I should say, and you just take that out and get that cover off like such, and then I need to use a, let's see, this is a 2.5mm to undo this one right here that's holding the motor on. Got to remove one more thing. This right here that's retaining the motor wires. Got to undo that. That's also using the 2mm. And let's see, the motor should just come right out. There we go. Then undo these motor wires. Alright. And the motor's out. Alright guys, now that I got the 3500kv VELINEON motor out, the next thing I got to do is I have to take out these two screws right here and here to get the motor mount off of the motor. And that also uses a 2mm. Let me get these out real quick. There's one. And there's two. I was looking for another one of these 3500kv ones online, but the cheapest one I could find was like 85 bucks. And I'm like, I'm not spending 85 bucks on another motor. So I decided to go with another cheaper option. So I actually tried fixing this one because what had happened is the bearing was basically destroyed in here. It tore up my spur gear. I replaced the spur gear, but when I went in to replace spur gear, I realized what had caused it. It was this shaft was moving around with a ton of play because all that was left was the outer race of the bearing. The bearing had disintegrated. So I tried to go in there, take the motor apart, took the can apart from the back. Never got that back piece put back on, but that doesn't matter. But anyhow, I put another bearing of the same size in, but I don't know if it's rated for the heat. But as soon as I went and plugged it in, the thing started smelling like it was burning, and now the shaft doesn't spin. So I don't know, maybe that bearing wasn't rated for this type of heat. It's a rubber shielded bearing, so maybe it needed to be a metal shielded one. I don't know. But anyhow, this one's basically destroyed, it seems like. Doesn't spin freely anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with another one, and I decided not to spend this amount of money. So I found a much cheaper option. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be throwing in there right now. Alright guys, so this is the motor I'm going to be putting in there. It's a larger motor. It's called Surpass Hobby. It is a 3665, well, it says 3665 30 to 3500 kV. It's a waterproof motor, and it should work with this Traxxas. I already kind of set it up, and I could see that the can can barely fit. It kind of squeezes right up against the ESC, but the can will fit. But the thing I had an issue is that when I ordered this, I didn't realize it had a 5mm shaft. And the stock Traxxas one only has like a 3.2 or a 3.175 or something like that. It has like a 3-something-millimeter shaft. And I didn't have any pinions with this, I think there's a 32 pitch. I didn't have any 32 pitch pinions with a 5mm bore that could go on this. So I was waiting on a package in the mail to show up because I ordered a 14-tooth pinion that had a 5mm bore so I could put it onto this shaft. So that finally showed up, so now I'm finally going to install this. So here's the motor side by side. As you can see, I mean, I think the cans are the same size, like diameter-wise, as you can see. But, or circumference, whatever you want to call it, but the actual length of the motor, this one's probably easily a ½ inch longer. This Surpass one. So, and it's a 3665. I don't know if that's 3665 to 30. I don't know what that actually means. So it says 3665-3500 kV. So that's a 3665 to 3500 kV? I don't know. But anyhow, it's a larger motor. It will fit, it looks like, but as you can see, the shaft is much larger. It's a 5mm shaft on this one, which I didn't realize when I ordered it. I think they did have a 3.175, or they did have a smaller shaft option, but I didn't even think about it when I bought it. So I was waiting on a pinion to come in, and I ended up buying this 14-tooth, 32-pitch, 5mm bore pinion from Hot Racing. So that should work just fine, because I think there's a 13 tooth on here. So I went with a 14 tooth. I figured this is a bigger motor. Shouldn't have a problem spinning a 14 tooth. And this is a low speed pinion anyway. So this is still going to be smaller than a high speed Traxxas / pinion. So going to get this put on. Got to get the motor in. The other thing that I bought was these adapters, because the other thing is these right here are 33.5mm bullet connectors. And that's the same thing it has on the ESC. And I don't want to go and replace the wires or the bullet connectors, so I ended up buying these little bullet connector adapters. So they're for a male 3.5mm to a female 4mm, because the bullet connectors on here are 4mm. So I needed 4mm female to a 3.5mm male to go into those. So that's what I bought these for. Comes with a set of 5. I only need 3 of them. So hopefully this will work without any hiccups. So next thing I got to do is I got to get the motor mount onto this Surpass motor, and then kind of get the pinion on, and then we'll get it fitted and hopefully get this back in and get it running before you know it. The thing you are going to want to do is you're going to want to put some thread lock on before you put the motor mount onto the motor. So I have the motor mount on. So the next thing I got to do is I have to get this little piece right here goes right on. There's a little bit piece right in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. That little piece right there, this piece fits around it, and then the motor tilts. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the motor on here and try to get it fitted up. It should fit all right, because I did fit it once. Yeah, barely any room though. Like, it's almost touching the back of the ESC, but no worries. I think we're still good. Let me get the flat part of the shaft over there, and let me get the pinion out next. I just put a dab of thread lock on that, and that's a 2mm grub screw. So I got the 14-tooth Hot Racing pinion onto the shaft, and now I'm going to fit the motor up. So as I was saying, there's a little piece right here that this kind of cups around. So this piece right here cups around this down here, like such. And then, let's see. Motor might be able to be slid in a little bit more also. I got the motor pretty well fitted in there. I got the pinion on. And now I just need to set the gear mesh. And I usually just do it by feel, but I might just slide a little piece of paper in there to set the mesh. And then tighten this down right here. So what I like to do is just put a little piece of paper in between the spur gear and the pinion gear, and then just push it together and then put that screw in. So that's what I'm going to do, and usually that can set the mesh pretty well. A lot of times I do it by feel though. I think I'll put a dab of thread lock on this as well. Just a dab. I'm going to try to keep my hands out of the way. Alright guys, I think I got the gear mesh pretty decent. Just a tiny bit of play. I'm going to try to attempt to hook this motor and ESC up using these bullet connectors right here. Now, I don't know exactly what order these motor wires go in, but if they're in the same order as this, it should be, well, I'll reference this, it should be the white one should be equivalent to the black one. This white one should be the black one on this one. The yellow should be the yellow on this one. And the blue should be the red one. So I'm going to get that hooked up and see if that works. I don't think I'm going to end up retaining, since these are much shorter, I don't think I'm going to continue using this. I'll probably screw it back down there, but the wires that were on the existing motor were way longer than what comes with this motor. So I think I'll just use the bullet connectors, adapters I mean, and hook this up. And then I guess it's time to start it up and see if it works. Alright guys, so I got the adapters on. They all seem to work, but yeah, I definitely can't put the wire down there. There's no excess wire. Actually, it's actually kind of difficult to bend these around and actually get this hooked up without really stretching out the wires. So, got that on. Everything should be good. Alright guys, so this right here is a moment of truth. I have got the battery plugged in. I've got the controller turned on. Let's turn on the ESC and let's see if this thing has power. Okay, well, our receiver and all that works. I'm going to actually, I think, flip it up like such onto my leg like this and see if we have any throttle. So I forgot to mention, I was saying that it costs about 85 bucks for the stock motor for another VELINEON one. So about 85 bucks. This I think I got for like $38 or $39. So we'll see if it holds up well. It claims to be waterproof. So we will see if this motor holds up, because it's less than half the price of a new VELINEON 3500. It's basically how you replace your motor with an aftermarket one. Or even if you have to take your motor out at all. So that's how you basically mesh your gears. That's how you put your pinion and all that back on. And that's basically it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Alright, later guys. I would say the thing definitely has more power now. Whoops. Definitely just blowing the tires right off of this thing, guys. Ready, set, go. There's so much debris on the ground that I can't stop properly anyway, so the thing's sliding like crazy, but I can definitely tell you guys it has more power than it did before, that's for sure. Thing's losing control in all the debris, guys. I cannot keep the thing. These tires suck too, though. It just can't get the power to the ground. I think we're done, guys, but let's see. I don't have my heat gun with me, but let's see how hot the motor got real quick. Gotta get some of the debris out. That's another thing I need to fix, is it's missing one of the mounts right here. So one of these fell off. One of these body mounts. I apologize, the dog's barking like crazy, but thing's still going. This motor fan, there, just sped up. Get stuff caught in it. I mean, it's hot, but it's not, that's not terrible by any means. Well, there you go, guys. It worked real well. I'm super impressed, and hopefully this holds up in the long run. And I will get this out for a bashing session. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in another video later.